7:43. We're back here on Good Day Columbia Sports Talk. Corey Miller. It's almost draft time.
2 weeks away, Jed.
I cannot believe it. I'm
2
so
weeks
excited.
away. We're going to be there. Great coverage for you. Live stuff. So looking forward to it. But,
Yes.
you know, we'll talk to you about the build-up because a lot of people don't understand, like, how much time, the effort that really goes into that, you know, few days of drafting a football player. It's a lot of work. A lot of people be surprised, you know, what goes into drafting 1, 2, 3, 7 guys.
And that's what I was going to say. I'm sure, you know, it's like you said, it's just those couple of days, but they've worked forever building up to this moment.
Yeah, I mean, and there's no more important thing than the game film. I mean, you know, what they see on film, and of course the scouts are all out looking at guys' tape, you know, how they're playing. So that's the big thing. Then you go into, you know, trying to get invited to the combine, you know, which we saw a lot of that, and you guys went through a mini version of the combine.
Hey,
but,
I'm still proud of my little results from the combine.
But you know, it's a lot of different things, and it just builds up to Pro Day, which we were out there covering that here at the University of South Carolina, the biggest Pro Day that they've had in years. So, and now you got meetings. You know, they guys that are interested in drafting, they're going to bring them in. They're going to meet with them. They try to get to know the guys on an individual basis.
Right, outside of, you know, what they can do on the field, because like you said, there's film for that. There's the combine was for that. The pro day is for that. But now it's like getting to know the player as a person.
Right. I mean, because you get to spend. I was watching one of the shows. They talked about having a couple of days now to go to dinner with them. I mean, the
of course they're whining and dining them.
They are, but they're looking at how this person. Does he cut a steak right? You know, what's his table manners? I mean, they try to find out everything.
Oh my goodness! Who knew
about the player?
That?
And another thing people don't really know. I mean, they'll investigate. They'll do things. I mean, they're going to ask family members. They're going to ask Ray and them, your cousin.
Your cousin.
You know, they want to find
your
out.
Auntie, everybody.
Yeah, I think if you're investing millions of dollars in an individual, would you want to know everything that you can find out about that person?
And their true character, because they're going to now be like the billboard for your team.
Yeah,
you know,
and the problem is, you know, we talked about the whole situation or potential situation with the Victor Hampton situation, Kelsey Coyle, those guys, Chad Sutton. They got caught up in that whole deal up in New York. We don't know all the facts yet.
Right.
But, you know, how does that impact these guys? And when you're a guy like a Victor Hampton, you know, that's kind of been a question mark. You know, there's been a little bit of a pattern, although he's done excellent here the last couple of years. Now you have a minor setback. How is that going to influence a team when it comes to drafting a guy like that? Are you going to take a chance? Are you willing to give this guy a lot of money, and if he's going to act out this way?
That's true.
Yeah.
How does that impact him? I mean, do you think those, you know, agents are saying, yeah, no, he may be a risk, or they think, you know, hey, his ability on the field will outweigh his actions off the field?
But at the end of the day, when you talk about the National Football League, it's about winning. And if you can play,
there you go.
And I know this sounds bad, but if you can play, sometimes they have the ability to overlook those situations. I mean, we're not talking about major things with Victor Hampton here. I mean, we're talking about little things. But, I mean, you look at Pac-Man Jones. You know, he had the situation at the strip club, the nightclub, and all that stuff. He's still in the league. You know, we had guys with DUIs and things like that. They're still in the league. Why? Because at the end of the day, the organizations want to win football games. They want to win championships. And some people say that's not right, but it's just business. It's the way it is. But it's the war room. I mean, you know, it's going to be a lot of good stuff.
I got to ask you about Clowney, of course, because there was so much talk about, you know, him not wanting to do any more workouts and people giving him so much flack about that and saying that could hurt his stock in the draft. What do you think about that? I mean, do you think that hurt him?
I will tell you this.
I don't know what else he has to prove to people.
People like Warren Sapp that just blasted him out.
Right.
There are a lot of haters out there. When you're projected to be the #1 player drafted in the National Football League, first of all, you play a position that Warren Sapp, I'm calling you out, that he played. I mean, you had your own issues when you were getting drafted as well. How quickly we forget some things. But
how quickly we forget.
Exactly. And Jen Parker, let me tell you something. If I'm Clowney, I'm not working out for nobody else. I mean, you go back to his tape, and you can talk about the 3 sacks this year. You can talk about the work ethic, and he took plays off. But at the end of the day, he is the best football player in this draft. And if you're Houston, yes, you want to take this guy. But I do have one little wrinkle.
What's the wrinkle?
And in our next segment, I'm going to break down and show you why the GM for Houston said what he said when you talk about schematically, you know, how maybe Clowney doesn't fit maybe into what they're going to do in their defense. And I'm going to show you why. in our next sports segment.
Chalk talk. He's going to break it down for us. Corey Miller, folks, here.
I hadn't had a chalk thing since, the teacher called me up in middle school, told me to go figure out that problem.
Go to the board. We're going to the board, folks.